بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome back to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils on related matters. Without further ado, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair for our next item on our today's agenda. Madam Chair, over to you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I'll call on Honorable Fal to lead us in Muslim prayers and lead counsel Patrick Gomez to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد فاتح لما خلق والهاتف لما سبحنا بالحق سباق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره العظيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد فاتح لما خلق والهاتف لما سبحنا بالحق سباق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره العظيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد فاتح لما خلق والهاتف لما سبحنا بالحق سباق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Glory be to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. Lord, is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table for me before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Lord God, we make this prayer through you, Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you, the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen. Bless us all, and may we have a great week. Thank you so much. Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome back. You may kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils on related matters, may I remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair.
Yes,
Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Kanye.
Good morning, Madam.
You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, can we proceed?
Thank you very much. Good morning,
Good morning.
Honorable Commissioners, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning. Yes, Mr. Kani, I have your file here, and I want us to go through some of the your contracts you have had with KMC. The file is already exhibited. It is the exhibit number is LGC/DJ/KMC/004, and the open date is 1st June 2018. Now, you've had two contracts going by this file in 2020. Do you recall this?
Sorry, no, I cannot remember each and every one of it at what date and time.
Right.
So if it is in the file, it's the truth.
Yes. So 2nd of March 2020, there is a contract that you were given for debt recovery. 2nd of March 2020. Do you recall it?
Yes, I do.
Now, the appointment on contract states that as per the Establishment Appointment Committee Edition 23rd of January 2020, I am pleased to inform you that you have been offered appointment on contract as debt recovery officer for a period of 1 year, effective 1st March 2020 to 29th of February 2021. Let me just show you this file so that you see the document I am reading from. Yes, do you confirm the contract document? 2nd March 2020. Sakani?
I'm just reading through, please. Yes.
Yes. That is the 2nd of March 2020. But there's also another contract document for the 28th of February 2020. Can you confirm that?
Where is that? It's on the second one?
Yes, the 28th of February 2020. There you'll see another contract offer.
Yes.
Yes. So may I please have that file? My question is, why two contracts in the same year? Is there any reason?
I don't know the length of the contract, if it is 6 months or yearly. It may be a mistake in the file, but I've never had any contract, two contracts overlapping each other.
So let me read to you the period of the contract. It says, as debt recovery officer for a period of 1 year, effective March 1st, 2020 to February 29th of February 2021. That would be about 12 months. That is for the 2nd of March 2020 contract. Now the 28th of February 2020 contract says, as per the Establishment and Appointment Committee's resolution dated the 23rd of January 2020, I am pleased to inform you that you have been offered consultancy services on debt recovery for a period of 1 year, effective 1st March 2020 to 28th of February 2021. So both are for 1 year, and they are for different purposes. One is for debt recovery officer, and the other is for consultancy services.
I think that's an error if they overlap each other. I've never had two contracts on a simultaneous basis at KMC.
Right.
Maybe the wordings are the one they just want to rectify.
Yes, we will confirm that with the management. He also wrote a letter on the 10th of November 2020, addressed to the Lord Mayor's office with respect to a proposal for redeployment as senior job site consultant. Do you recall this?
I wrote a letter to be deployed.
Yes, I see a letter bearing your name, Kan Mustafa Kany. It is signed and it is addressed to the Lord Mayor's office. And the heading is proposal for redeployment as senior job site consultant. Do you recall this?
I do not recall it, but it may happen.
It may happen. Let me again show you the letter that I'm referring to. Yes, please go through the document.
Yes.
May I please have it? Yes. What was the basis of this letter? Do you know? Do you recall?
As it is on the letter, it
Yes.
was a casual or a informal discussion as to if I could be able to go back to or to go to the dorm site and look after it. And said, if I am, let me give them my conditions.
Who did you have this conversation with?
With the management team, because they have weekly senior management office people.
And who were present in that meeting?
I can't remember vividly, but it's management meeting on every weekend or every week.
Every week.
Early morning or so. Most probably all the managers are around.
There. So let me read what you said. Proposal for redeployment as senior dump site consultant. That is from the senior debt collector to the Lord Mayor's office, 10th November 2020. Following the discussion I had with you in your office about the proposal for my redeployment for the management of the Bagori dump site, I hereby present to you the conditions in which I can possibly move to effectively manage this place as per your request. The experience I had on the management of this site has enabled me to figure out the prerequisite conditions to enable the effective management of the such site, and I request the basic as listed below. And then you mention your demands.
Yes.
Now, was this proposal approved?
I think it has been. Yes, I think it has been approved.
Yes, because in 2021, you were then given a consultancy based on this letter.
Yes.
That is the letter on the 14th of January 2021, where there's an appointment on contract for a dump site consultant for a period of 1 year.
Yes.
Is that not the case? Now, the question here is the allowances that were requested. There seems to be an alteration with pen with respect to some of your demands. Would you be able to provide more light on why these alterations? Because you've had a demand, let's say, for instance, a consultancy fee, and the amount was there, but it was altered with pen. Do you have a dump site allowance? It was altered with pen, telephone allowance as well. The alterations were there. Weekly supply of fuel. I'm not sure whether you have any explanation with respect to these alterations.
No, I can remember vividly on all those ones. Yes, those are when you make a proposal.
Yes.
You face people. They will tell you this is too much, this is too small, or this is we cannot do this, we can do that. And I, as a negotiator, I negotiate everything, not rigid as it should have been. I decide, yes, if they give me what I expect and I can do the job with that, I will do it. Maybe those alterations are meant for that. That was my initial paper.
The other issue is in relation to the dump site allowance paid to you. The date is 26th of May 2021. The voucher number is 5211165. Now it says being payment of dump site allowance as consultant for the second quarter as per request attached. It says $80,000 is landfill maintenance. That's the description. What is the amount that you are to be paid as dump site allowance?
As you can see, I think I have different amounts attached.
Yes.
And each of these depend on the time
Yes.
of the contract.
Yes.
So if this time I feel I'm supposed to have more because of the conditions in that place, I will add it up.
No, I don't get that part. Can you please repeat that part?
Anytime I am entering into a contract, I evaluate my potentials and my problems that I will foresee, and through that, I'll make up my suggestion.
No, I ask this because the payment that you will receive seems to vary. And the dump site allowance I have seen for your contract of the 14th of January 2021, it says telephone allowance 15,000, dump site allowance 30,000.
That was the time of that contract.
Okay.
Maybe it's going to be a different one in another year contract, as everything goes up in and out every time.
Okay, let's revisit the dates again. The voucher payment voucher PV 211165. The date is 26th of May 2021, and your contract that I've made reference to is 14th of January 2021. So it's not even after a year's contractual period. So I'm not sure whether you shed more light on that.
The only light I can set on it is not the same contract. Any single contract has come with its merits and demerits.
Okay. So what are these merits and demerits of this contract?
The time.
The time, 6 months.
Even 3 months can change.
Yes. So can you please provide us with this particular contract that with respect to your dump site allowance of $80,000?
Can I?
Provide that contract, because we haven't seen that contract in this.
I've not seen that contract.
You have not seen that contract?
No.
But we haven't seen it in your file, because all the contracts you have been given. Have you ever been given a 6-month contract?
Have I?
Ever been given a 6-month period contract?
I think so I was. I cannot remember fully.
I ask this question because all the contracts we have in your file spans a period of 1 year. We haven't seen a contract that you have been offered that has a period of 6 months.
I'm not going to argue whether it has happened or it has never happened.
Yes.
But from hindsight, I cannot remember which one is 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I can't.
All right.
And I don't have the papers on me.
Now, have you ever been owed an outstanding balance of Payment?
KMC owing me or me owing them?
KMC owing you.
Maybe yes, but I can't remember which time. But I have never owed KMC a penny.
Mr. Kanye, are you entitled to gratuity? Gratuity?
What?
Gratuity.
Gratuity?
Yes.
No.
You're not entitled to it.
No.
We have a letter that you've written on the 14th of February 2022, and you were requesting for.
Yes.
Why was that?
I may request it because I don't know the system in this country. I may request it after my contract finishes. And if that finishes, they said, yes, I'm entitled to a grant duty, and I apply for it.
But you already said that you're not entitled to it.
That was my knowledge at the time.
When did you know that you're not entitled to it?
Well, I can't remember when, but since I know it, I am not entitled. That was the time I knew I'm never even entitled to make any pensions and so forth. But I'm also entitled to be paid a grant duty. That's why I applied at the time.
Were you paid when you requested?
Yes, I'm paid.
You were paid the gratuity when you requested for it?
I am.
Were you paid when you asked for it?
Yes, I think I was paid.
Did you return the money?
To return it?
Yes.
I've never been asked to return it.
No, but now you know you're not entitled to it.
I didn't know still now whether I'm not entitled.
No, you had already said it. You had already answered the question.
No, I asked the question because that was my first thought, but it doesn't stand anymore.
Yes, but you had answered the question. You had already said
yes.
that before, at the time of applying, you did not know. Now that you know, you had said clearly that it is within your knowledge that you're not entitled to.
If I don't know something today and I know it tomorrow and I apply it that day, my knowledge of not knowing it yesterday
was in the past.
Was the past.
But that doesn't rub out the fact that the money you are paid for, you're not entitled to it. That's the difference.
I at the time thought I don't know. When I was known to that, I could not get any pension, but I could get any time my contract finished. I have a grant duty to be paid, and I applied, and that's the time I got it.
You were given interest in 2019, 10th April 2019. And the amount is $180,000. Do you recall this? $180,000. 180.
To where?
Impressed.
To where?
You know what an impress is?
Impress, I cannot remember.
Do you know what an impress is?
I know they give you money to spend on a piece of things or whatever activities you are.
Yes.
Yes.
So do you recall being given an amount of $180,000 for by way of interest?
I cannot remember.
Now let me give you the letter. It may help you recollect your thoughts.
Yeah.
That is the management writing to you on grounds that you did not retire, the impress was given to you.
I cannot remember this.
Yes, but now you have seen the letter that the management wrote to you, and the The body of the letter is that you were given an imprint of $880 and you did not retire this amount. It reads, Director of Administration to Mr. Khan Mustafa Khan, Overseer of Compliance. It says 10th April 2019, the date. Subject unretired imprest. After a report by Finance Manager 2 concerning the above caption, I hereby write to ask you to retire the sum of $180,000 not later than Monday, the 15th of April 2019, being imprest issued to you for food for disaster team. Your cooperation is hereby solicited. Signed by Dimbo S.N. Sane. Do you recall receiving this letter?
I've never recalled having this money or even this letter. I've never recalled.
Do you recall at any point retiring any amount of money that was given to you?
I cannot recall.
Have you been suspended from work?
Work suspended?
Yes.
Not to my knowledge.
Dembo S.N. Sane, acting for the Chief Executive Officer, wrote a letter to you on the 30th of April 2019 for suspension from work. It says, following your unruly behavior towards the acting Deputy Chief Executive Officer at his office today, the 30th of April 2019, in the presence of Director of Services and Ward Councillor for Kololi, Honorable Peter Mendy, I am directed to suspend you from work for 2 weeks without salary with immediate effect. You are to resume for work on the 22nd of May 2019. However, you are hereby advised to desist from such practices. Any future recurrence will attract stiffer disciplinary actions. You don't recall this?
I don't.
So you have never gone on suspension?
Well, he may write it, but I've never received it, and I'm on contract. I cannot be suspended.
That's not the question. So have you ever gone on suspension aside from this? Do you recall ever being asked to stay home because you have been suspended?
Not at KMC.
Not at KMC. Now, you ever wrote for any of your staff or people that work under you to be suspended?
Did I?
Have you ever written with respect to requesting for any of your staff or people that work under you to be suspended?
I may, yes.
You may. Why do you think that you may have done that?
Why?
Why do you believe that you may have done that?
There are a lot of issues pertaining to late coming, and I want to stamp it out, or unruly behaviors, certain things that you do which are not in line. I may.
We have a letter that you have written to the CEO and the Lord Mayor has copied. 3rd June 2019, the subject is recommendation for suspension for the entire team involved. And I am recommending the suspension of the entire team members that worked on Friday, 31st May 2019 at Fajikunda Tailor Shop as licensed revenue collectors for tailoring exercise. Naomi Cham, Zakaria Kamara, Lamin Kamara, Ismaila Silla, Babu Jame, Mustafa Dansu. The suspension should take with immediate effect without salary for 3 months, commencing 4th of June 2019 to 5th of August 2019. The team should be redeployed to any other department that is not related to revenue collection / finance. All council properties, motorbikes, receipt books, cash, collected, invoice, etc. must be returned to appropriate authority immediately. You recall these names?
I can remember that.
How is it possible that when it is in relation to things you have done, you can't remember affecting you directly, but you can remember when it is about others?
Council, for the second time, I'm telling you, whatever I said here is what I think. If I don't remember anything, I don't remember. I have 5 kids. I cannot remember their date of birth, especially date, month, or so. I can remember some of them, 5th, 10th, 8th, but I can't remember which month up to today. And that's not even anything. That's the scope of my brain.
Mr. Kanye,
Yes.
if you are shown their date of birth, then you will recollect your thoughts. Like I have shown you evidence of your suspension.
Yes. And that's why I remember.
Hear me out. I have shown you evidences. When you say you can't recall, I show you evidence. And I show you the evidence. But you still repeat that you can't recall. There's a difference. There's a difference when you ask a question and you say you cannot recall. But when you are presented with the facts and the evidence, then that should reignite your thoughts. Like when I had read this letter that you had written, calling for the suspension of about 5 individuals or 6 individuals, I didn't even show you the document.
You read?
I read it.
I understand what you read, and I trust you what you read. So on that basis, I could answer the question.
That's impressive. I believe that will help in other cases as well.
Very well.
Moving forward, but when I read, it will help you to reignite your thoughts as well.
But
now, overseeing the position, but coming back to these suspensions, were they suspended eventually?
I just made my recommendations.
You didn't follow up?
Didn't follow.
You didn't follow up?
Yes.
Were they under you? They were working under you?
This particular incident involved a journalist.
Yes.
Made a report that he got KMC staffs. They brought like trying to cheat. And I was called upon to go there with immediate effect to see what is happening while they were collecting license for these sewing machines.
Yes.
And when that happened, I rushed to the place and found both the people on shop, those staff who are talking, and their manager there.
Yes.
So we established between ourselves there that this is not acceptable.
Yes.
And later I made this recommendation.
Mr. Kanye, you had, in 2018, you were overseeing the position of compliance director. Do you recall this?
Yes.
Was it on contract or as a staff?
I think it's as a contract because I was never employed.
Says the letter I am delighted to inform you that you have been selected to oversee the position of a compliance director with effect from 1st November 2018. In lieu of the above, you are expected to carry out the following responsibilities while overseeing the position. And this goes on. But it did not say whether you were on contract or you were appointed as a staff.
Okay. Let me take you back, as we said.
Yes.
Maybe I was working on a contract on certain issues.
Yes.
And the contract is not yet finished.
Yes.
And this particular job something happened for me to be redeployed to that to finish up my contracts.
All right. It says that your job or responsibilities will include the following. These are my words. I'm paraphrasing. It says receives, records, and investigate complaints from the public and staff regarding violations of municipal codes. Initiate contacts with residents, businesses, representatives, and other parties to explain the nature of incurred violations and to encourage compliance with municipal codes. Prepare notices of violations or non-compliance and citations according to applicable codes and regulations. Are you familiar with the applicable codes and regulations?
I don't know whether I'm familiar with it or not, but I can assure you I don't pay much attention to what is always written there. I pay attention to what they tell me to do at a particular time.
Is one and the same? What they tell you to do is what is written.
Yes.
Yes. So what they tell you to do is what is written in your appointment.
Maybe because of the detailed nature of the job.
Yeah.
I was given some specific things to do at a specific time.
Again,
and I concentrate on those ones.
Let me repeat and rephrase again. Do you know the codes and regulations that they are referring to?
No, I don't.
How would you execute these functions?
I will only execute these functions according to how I understand it.
Do you agree that this particular position as a director of compliance, it requires specific skills? If you are not familiar with the codes and regulations that have been referenced, that are directly applicable to your employment, it will be very difficult for you to execute your functions.
Well, it may be right to say it may be difficult,
Yes.
but there is always a way around it.
Let me rephrase again.
I can go around it.
Let me rephrase again. It will be difficult. And in fact, it will be impossible to execute your functions without having knowledge of the codes and regulations that bind. That's dangerous.
Well, it may be as dangerous as you think, but as for me, if I don't know anything, I ask in detail to be explained how to navigate within that area.
What was your qualification in relation to compliance before this appointment?
I have no qualification other than using my foresight thinking.
Foresight. Now, the last issue, Mr. Kanye, is your statement. That's for today. You will probably release this. You will come back subsequently. The last issue is in relation to you had mentioned in your statement of the 24th of May, 2023, where you said, in respect to your education, that I attended St. Augustine's High School and later worked with Gambia Public Transport Company, that's GPTC, and subsequently traveled to the United Kingdom, where I further studied. You studied in the UK?
I did not.
Did you write this?
It may be an error there, but I did not say that I studied.
But what is your highest academic qualification, Mr. Kanye?
My highest qualification is GCE and private small courses.
Small courses. Yeah. Did you present your CV to council at any given point in time?
As I have said, I've not been employed or I've never been at.
As a consultant, did you present your CV to council at any given point in time?
I've never issued my CV to anybody in this country for any job.
All right.
Even when I was appointed as advisor to the president on investment.
Let me repeat again my question, which is very specific. Did you present your CV to council when you were appointed as consultants?
As I said, I've never.
Thank you. If there are any questions to this witness?
Yes. Mr. Kanye, when did you, in effect, took over the dump site as the consultant manager?
Madam, I cannot remember exactly which date.
Okay, please note and provide for us exactly when you took over to manage the dump sites. And, okay, have you? Now, my second question is, do you have a functional bulldozer at the dump site as we speak?
We have a private functional bulldozer on site.
All right. Now, how much do you rent it per day?
As at now, it is not rent per day. We have the KMC had a contract with the owner for dressing the site and managing the dump site.
How much is
that is, we are in its last days, 600,000 per month.
600,000 per month.
Yes.
Okay.
And the dressing should be not less than 10 days.
Okay. So this is 600,000 per month for the dressing of the dumps.
Dressing and the upkeeping, i.e. fire component, recycling,
Okay.
and maintaining access
Yeah.
for the trucks to drop their content.
All right. So now, how much fuel? Because it is in evidence that fuel is not part of the contract that is signed. I stand to be corrected.
You are right. The fuel is not
Part of
on the burden of
on the 600,000 per month.
only 600,000, whether they use gasoline or petrol, whatever, is at their expense, the owner of the contract. And I don't know how much he gives to his mechanics who comes there.
No, let me get it. Does KMC supply fuel to
The KMC doesn't supply any fuel to the owner of that machine.
So it's the owner that provides fuel.
Fuel.
So the fuel is inclusive in the 600,000.
Exactly.
All right. And now, when did you realize that you were not entitled to receive gratuity payment?
I think it was only after my first contract finished.
Now, aside from this, this contracts for the dump side, did you have any other contracts which are different from this?
Not concurrently with KMC.
Yes, I'm just asking. It cannot be concurrent because
Yes.
it is a contract at a time.
Yes.
So, what sort of contracts were they?
It's a debt collection.
Yeah. Now, for that
Contract.
debt collection, how much were you able to recover for claims?
I don't have the figures of
Please
what I
note
collect.
it. Yes, when you come back.
I don't have the figures.
Yes, please note it so that you could help us have an idea.
Excuse me, can I make a point?
Yeah, the debt collection.
I wouldn't know how much is collected because I don't touch money. I only,
Yes.
excuse me, let me explain. If somebody I went to and he may give me a check and I will come straight, deposit it and inform the people. Some of them will tell me, we'll go and pay tomorrow. And they will go and pay. Somebody will tell me.
Yes, yes, I understand all that.
Because I don't receive any commission.
No, it is not about you receiving money or no, you not touching money. We are interested in the record, not what you have touched or the money you have received. Because you were given an assignment. And when you were given an assignment, I presume the assignment was very explicit. KMC is owed this much. That is what I'm asking for. How much, as at the time they gave you the contract to do debt collection, you of course knew how much debt you are supposed to collect. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then for the ones you have taken effort to pay, it will be recorded, correct?
Not from my end, because I do not have all the details.
Yes, even if it is not from your end, you can access the records because if they pay anything pursuant to what was given to you under your contract mandate, they will be able to know that this is how much you were able to collect as debt.
I have never asked for it. And I do not see anywhere in KMC where I can access those things because some of them.
It could be, hang on. It cannot be true, Mr. Khan, because you signed a contract. Unless this contract is fraudulent, you cannot tell us with all honesty that you will not be able to get to any department to give you the information that we want, because it is you that was given the contract.
Madam, with all due respect, I will not sit here and lie to you. It may not sound that I am not keeping the records, because I'm not doing it for any record purpose. I'm doing it because I think I can do it. But I would not lie to anybody that I collect 1 million, 3 million, 4 million. But I don't do it for that. But I will tell individuals, you go to KMC, you pay for it. And if the records show me that they are paid or partly paid, I still continue with them. Up to this year,
Yes.
I have been going over certain place. GMPC, for example, I have collected money from them to KMC. I don't see the checks. Sometimes I see the check and send it to KMC Finance. So I don't keep any record.
Yes. Now, what we are asking, please note.
I know.
Yes, please note. You check. You contact the Department of Finance. They will be able to provide you with the records. We cannot ask finance because you were the one that was giving the contract. We have facts that we have, but to corroborate those facts, we have to get it from you. So you check. So sorry, write it down. Check
I wrote it down.
Yes, with the with the Department of Finance at the KMC to let you have whatever data, whatever payments you have been able to do for KMC to collect on their behalf by way of, you understand, your influence or your follow-ups and all that. So we know that the contract you were given, there was execution towards that contract that was given to you by KMC.
I'll try.
It is not that you will try. You will bring the information for us.
No, because
it is a contract that was given to you by KMC, and you told us it is, and it is on the record, right? Thank you. Yes, Kanto.
Yes, there are no questions for
So,
witness.
yes, one last question. Aside also from this debt collection, are there any other contracts that you wish to tell us that you have done for KMC? The ones you can recall, because we have the facts. The ones you can recall.
I cannot recall any.
All right.
I've been to the markets.
Okay.
That I know.
Okay.
Both Serakunda and back of the fish market.
Okay.
Working specific tax.
Okay. So that one also was a different contract.
No, it may be within the same contracts.
It may be.
Yes.
Okay. We will
There's
check
no
that.
specific contract for me to go to Serakunda.
Okay.
My going to Serakunda will include this revenue generation, regeneration.
Now, the other question is, who is the person that is giving the contract for this dressing of the dome site? Do you know?
Yes, I once attended the first signing of that contract.
And who is the
finance finance committee? I think establishment of contract committee.
Who is the contractor that is giving
contract committee? The contractor is AMCC.
AMCC.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kanye. Thank you so much for coming. We have asked you to bring to provide us with some certain information. Please, we expect to have this information by Thursday.
Thursday?
Yes, this Thursday. And we will call you if we need to call you to verify certain issues.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Can I just give you my intention because I'm traveling to UK for about 2 to 3 weeks.
All right.
Anytime from now.
No, anytime is not time, but when exactly are you traveling?
I have to wait for certain things, and I don't know when I will complete them. But I am sure.
Please write to the registrar indicating the time you are departing and the time you are coming back.
Yes,
and endeavor to hand over the documents we have asked you by Thursday.
I will try.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Leave council.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. You may kindly take your seat, Mr. Witness. Continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. May I remind you once again that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning, ma.
Mr. NJIE.
Morning.
You are welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council, can you proceed?
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Jai, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, I call you so that you can help us with respect to some payment vouchers. First is in relation to payments made to Kunjura Kani.
Right.
Kan MUSTAPHA Kani.
Okay.
And also some of the vouchers in relation to the payment of monies for the purchase of spare parts for D8, D9. Do you recall this?
All right.
You were the substantive Director of Finance for how long? And from which period to which period? Do you recall?
Yep, 2018 to 2020. 2018 and 2019, sorry. Up to March 2020.
How about 2020?
2020 up to March.
2020 March.
Yes.
And you had a Director of Finance in 2020 March?
Yes, we have a new Director of Finance.
And that was?
Dr. Keta.
And he was there for a while, but subsequently suspended?
I think so.
Did you take over as well, overseeing the office when he was suspended?
Yes, I was overseeing when he was suspended.
And what is the period? I just want to know so that I know the vouchers that I have to.
Around July 2021
to October 2023, I think.
Okay. Let's first start with the payment to Mr. Khan.
Yeah.
Do you recall this issue? The issue of the D8D9.
Very well.
What can you tell us about?
Well, the issue of the D8 and D9 was a bulldozer provided by the Office of the President to the Council
Yes.
at the time when we were having issue of tracing the Bakore dump site.
Yes.
And we've been spending a lot of money hiring. And when we get this one at gratis, we feel that will really help and maintain, reduce our expenditure.
Yes.
And then it's been operating and then supervised by Kunjura, who maybe transact the upcoming of this bulldozer to the council. He been overseeing the bulldozer at the dump site. There was a time when he wanted to maintenance the bulldozer.
Yes.
Yes. And then, in fact, the first thing they requested was an impress of 1 million was requested. And then intending to transport the machine to Dakar with other officials with kind of per diem, which I turned down automatically. I said, that cannot be possible.
You turned down what?
The impressed and then the traveling as well to Dakar.
Impressed?
Yeah. So I told them we cannot give an impress of 1 million, and which you are going to Dakar, that's mean you are doing international procurement, which is illegal and not correct. So whatever we can do, let the technical department itself.
Let's get it one at a time. What is illegal?
Carrying cars to Dakar to buy parts or buy goods for the council.
It's unlawful.
Internationally, it's international procurement, and it has to follow the procedure.
Well, and what are these procedures?
The procedure is tendering.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that done?
Well, no. It's when I rejected the impressed.
Yes.
It was a big issue, and then.
What do you mean a big issue?
Like people were thinking that I'm trying to sabotage, and I told them no.
Who was thinking that you were trying to sabotage?
Kunjura himself was not happy with that.
Okay.
Then I told them that he has to go back to his department, which is the Department of Service.
Yes.
Let them do the due process, like proper request.
Yes.
To specify the parts required by the mechanics.
Right.
And then forward it to the procurement. Let the procurement do the necessary things.
Yes.
And come to finance for us to facilitate the payment.
Was that done?
Yeah, that was done.
No, that was not done.
What was done?
That was not done.
Mm-hmm.
The due process was still not followed.
Pardon?
Do you agree that the due process was still not followed? You raised genuine concerns.
Well,
those concerns were never met.
Well, yes, you can say so.
No, again, it's not about me saying that. I do my findings.
Yes.
And I present it to you.
Yes.
Again, feel free.
Yes.
To provide. Just hear me out. To provide clear evidence.
Yes.
That probably will be contrary to what we have.
Yeah.
It's for the commissioners to hear you.
Yeah.
And then make determination. But what I have, or what we have as lawyers, is that what your concerns were, they were never met. Is that true or not?
On which sense?
What did you say earlier regarding the procedure to follow?
Yeah.
There was supposed to be tender.
Yes. No. Procurement methods is determined by the value of the procurement.
Let's roll again.
Yes.
The tape again. What was your advice? On what basis did you reject?
The basis I reject is giving cash or 1 million impress.
And why is that?
Because that one is not secured.
And why? No, you had said
it's
not in line with procurement.
It's not in line with the procurement procedures.
Because there has to be international tender.
And procurement procedure, you can have tender, you can have RFQ.
Hear me out. There has to be tender. These were awards.
Not specifically strictly tendered, but you have 2 type or 3 type of procurement. You have RFQ, you have tendering.
Mr. Sheriff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are
you familiar with procurement methods?
Very well.
What are the procurement methods?
You have RFQ, request
Yes.
for quotation.
Yes.
You have single sourcing.
Yes.
You have tendering.
Yes. What type of tendering do you have?
Tendering have thresholds.
Yes. What type of tendering do you have?
Tendering, you can have open tender.
Yes.
You can have restricted tendering.
Yes. Or you can have open international tender.
You can have international tendering.
Now, these are procurement methods.
Yes.
Was any followed in this case?
Any?
Was any method followed in this case?
In this case, the thresholds were within RFQ.
Was RFQ followed?
Yes.
RFQ was followed.
Yes.
3 quotations were
provided.
Were requested.
Yes.
All right. And these companies are, or these dealers?
I can't remember. No. I can remember only Ngolan, the winner of the selected contractor.
Ngolan is the?
Was the selected contractor. I can't remember.
By
the procurement.
By the procurement.
Yes.
Okay, let me give you what I have here regarding the documentation relation to Ngolan.
Yeah.
We have the voucher, the
yes.
payment voucher.
Yes.
In relation to the number is PV190378. That's Ngolan Construction and Tendering and Trading Enterprise. We have the subsequent GPPA forms attached to it. So let me give it to you. And there's a memo as well for the maintenance of the bulldozers. A letter, request for labor cost. Please go through it. You're familiar with?
Very well. Yes, yes.
So what is the payment? What are those documents about?
Is
a record.
Yeah, this payment is the voucher for payment of cost of maintenance of transportation of bulldozer.
Yes.
D8 and D9 from Dakar. Okay, and then you have 2 invoices attached here, or 3 invoices. I think it's a copied one. It's photocopied. You have 3 invoices attached.
Yes.
And then you have a request from the Director of Services.
Yes.
It was approved.
Yes.
And then request for the labor of the cost of the labor.
Yes. Please go ahead.
See, and then so you have a request for transportation by MUSTAPHA Kunjura. You have a bank transfer as the transfer payment of the money to the account.
Yes.
And then you have job certification.
Yes.
Certifying the job has been done.
Yes.
You have the receipts, acknowledging receiving the money.
Yes.
So that's it.
Now, do you have the 3 quotations there?
Yes.
And what are these companies or businesses? Ngolan Construction is one?
Yes. Jody Akidi.
Come again?
I think Ngolan is there. You have Akidi.
Okay.
Akidi Trading.
Yes.
And then you have here another one, Auto Parts. I don't know, this one, the copy is not very clear.
Come again?
Auto Parts.
What?
Auto parts.
Is that all? Yes.
It's auto parts. The first name is not very clear, but auto parts, general spare parts.
Yes.
All those one.
Now let me. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Can I please have that? Yes. Contract. Let me give you the voucher number 190469. The amount is $452,504 in relation to bill cost of spare parts for the repairing of bulldozer D9 as per the number tag is 000-56146 attached. Yes. What is that voucher about?
This voucher is the specification for the spare parts to be procured for the repairing of the bulldozers.
Yes.
Yes.
And then was that also subject to RFQ?
Yes.
Please tell us the three quotations.
The three quotation here are Golan.
Yes.
Okay, you have Saraba spare parts.
Saraba spare parts.
No.
Please, the next one.
Sorry?
The next one.
The next one is Mansour spare parts. Yeah, Mansour spare parts.
Where the request for quotation sent to these three?
Well, that's procurement's procedures.
Oh.
That's procurement's.
Sanjay, you approve payment together with the CEO.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
On what basis do you approve payment?
Yes.
On what basis must you approve payment?
Most basis when the documents are provided, the necessary documents.
Exactly. Don't forget you had rejected.
Request for impress.
You had rejected Mr. Kanye's first request.
Yes.
Based on the fact that the requirements were not met.
Yes.
Is that not correct?
Yes.
So you know you have an obligation as a finance director or substantive overseeing that position to make sure that the requirements are met before payments are being authorized. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Of course. I agree.
So it's on that basis that I am asking whether requests were sent to these three.
I'm not overseeing the procurement official.
No, you're overseeing the director of finances position.
Perfect.
And so based on that, you should have paid Mr. Kanye immediately when he came.
No.
If you had no responsibility to make sure that all the requirements are met, just pay him when he comes.
Well,
do you understand the point?
Yes.
Do you understand the logic?
You
would have paid him when he initially came. Why would you reject him? Your job is just make payment, just pay. But you did not do that. You told him categorically clear that the requirements were not met. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
That procedures were not followed. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah.
Is that not the case?
That's the case.
So let's just follow, make sure to see whether the requirements were met at the second time when payments were done. Was there a request sent?
That means the request to be sent is under the office of the Special Procurement Unit.
Was request sent?
No. For me, what I'm needed is
in the file you have was requested.
Let me have the proper request. Let me have the three quotations. Maybe they are in order.
Yes.
Let me see the request is approved.
Yes.
And the order, job order, and the
Let me read to you
yes
what the law says. Procedures for request for quotation.
I understand.
No, you is for the benefit.
Specifically, I understand.
Mr. NJIE, can we have decorum?
Yes.
Can we listen to one another?
Okay. Okay.
May I proceed, Chair?
Yes.
Mr. Jack, it's for the benefit of everyone. Do you understand?
Mhm.
That is the place why I have to read this. Do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
It says 608 procurement regulations that quotations shall be requested from at least 3 bidders. The request shall contain a clear statement of the requirements of council as to quality, quantity, terms and time of delivery, as well as any other special requirements, and shall be formed by using DPA Form 101, request for quotations. Bidders shall be given adequate time to prepare their quotations. Each bidder is permitted 1 quotation, which may not be altered or negotiated, and which shall be submitted in written form. Quotations may also be submitted by facsimile or email, or in any other form that leaves a record of the content of the communication and is acceptable to council. Do you see this? Lastly, a purchase order based on GPA Form 102 purchase order shall be placed with the bidder that provided the lowest price responsive quotation. Is that in the document? Are these in the document?
The request for quotation form is here attached.
Yes. You have requests from 3,
Yes.
but the procedure is not followed, right? Well, do we agree? Then you can say it's not your job.
I cannot. It should be sent.
Is it
Request
sent?
Yes, it should be sent. But I don't think it's my responsibility to go and find out from this supplier whether they have received requests for quotations. As finance, I agree. The procurement officer have to send this request for quotation to the supplier.
When I now ask you the question, whether it's your responsibility or not, you tell the commission it is not my responsibility.
Yes.
Now, when I ask the question whether there's evidence that the quotations were sent, then you can say, well, there is evidence it is sent, or no, there's evidence. There's no evidence, it is not sent. The question now is, going by that document,
Yes.
do you have a request for quotation sent?
I am not aware of whether they've been sent or not.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Now, in the document you have, is it there?
The document is here. Request for quotation.
Is a request sent?
I'm not. I don't know.
Going by that document, have you seen any record where requests were sent for
request for quotation is here from field
sent?
Field attached. I am not aware of whether it's sent or not.
You don't know whether sent or not.
I don't know.
Now, let's go by your functions. Mr. NJIE, you're making this difficult.
No.
You don't have to make it difficult.
Sorry.
No. I'm not saying to me, to you. You make it difficult. You don't have to. The Director of Finance's role says the Director of Finance, section 204, page 10, the financial manual, accounting manual for local government. The Director of Finance is head of the finance department of the council and shall be responsible for the following: overall coordination and control of the accounting functions of council, supervision of accounting staff, production of the annual financial statement. He will be specifically answerable to CEO, general supervision of the accounting functions, proper collections, records, and custody of all revenues of council, examination of payment vouchers to ensure that they have been properly authorized. The allocations, rates, calculations, castings, and signatures of recipients are accurate and are in order, and that the vouchers are properly filed. Do you see this? So before you authorize any payment, you have to make sure all the necessary steps have been followed. Do you understand it that way? Do you understand it that way?
Very well. I understand it that way.
Now, I will repeat myself. It was on this basis you rejected the first request for payment. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes.
You would have done the same the second time. Because the second time the documents were still inadequate. Correct?
Well, for me it was adequate.
For you it was adequate.
Yes.
You paid to Nkolan.
Yes.
Is Nkolan a company that deals with mechanical engineering of any kind or spare parts?
Well, for me, I don't know, because it's a contract. It's a contract.
It's a construction company.
Well, construction company can have an engineering company as well.
Can have a
Engineering knowledge as well.
possibly.
Possibly.
Do they have an engineering?
Well, as far as he signed the contract with us, I expect him to deliver. Whether he have, I don't know.
How much was paid to Nkola?
Tongola, I think the
Altogether.
altogether,
It's about $1 million.
I can't remember altogether. Yes.
It's about $1 million.
Yes.
It's about $1 million because what you have there, what is the amount?
452.
Let me give you another one. Another voucher. PV 190468. What is that voucher for?
This is for the maintenance of bulldozer D8.
And what is the?
It's 491.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you please add the two figures?
About 950 something thousand.
900. Let's have the exact figure. What is the first amount? The figure. The first voucher.
The first voucher is 452,504.
452,544.
Yeah.
$452,554.
491,276.
That's the second one.
492,276. 491,276.
The total will be $943,820.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes.
And the initial voucher I gave you, the first one, PV 190378, with respect to an amount of $122,500. Do you recall that? Right? It makes it $1,006,320. Is that within RFQ or above RFQ?
Well, if you combine them together, it's beyond RFQ.
It's beyond RFQ.
But
why would you combine them together? It is one dealer.
Oh, particularly it's one dealer, but it depends on the request that come to us by the technical department.
It's one dealer, one maintenance. Yeah. You're maintaining D8, D9.
Yes.
It's one transaction.
Well,
one issue. Well, the issues are not separate. They are not different. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that they are not different?
Well, I cannot tell because I'm not technically minded on these machines.
Well, you are in charge of finance.
Finance, yes.
Yes.
But if requests come to me, I'm not the one to decide the procurement method.
You would not give Mr. Kanye $1 million?
No.
So you know the amount?
Yes.
You would not give Mr. Kanye $1 million in cash in hand?
Yes.
But you gave Mr. Kanye on 3 separate payments through Nkolan. It's one and the same thing.
Yeah.
Mr. Jai.
Yes.
But you were aware in the beginning, you had a fine way, or they had made you do it in a fine way.
It depends. As finance, it depends what we receive, the documents we receive.
Not true. You knew all these payments were the same payment that you rejected earlier. It's within your knowledge.
With respect to a contractor.
Do you agree that it is within your knowledge that these payments that you had paid in 3 installments were the same payment that you rejected earlier?
No.
You did not know.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Not know.
It's not the same.
You did not know it had to do with the maintenance of
what I'm saying, they are completely different. This one, we are dealing with supplier and then procurement. And procurement is the responsibility of the procurement to choose the method that he used. Either RFQ, but if the RFQ, and I saw that if one voucher come with 1 million, I will not take it. If one voucher come and say, pay this invoice 1 million, I will never see that. I will not pay it. But if they go and then make sure it's two different machines, they make two separate requests. They are different kind of parts.
Let me read to you.
Well, for me, I can't do much just to help because these machines have been useful for the council.
Mr. NJIE,
Yes.
no one is helping anyone.
Yes.
When we serve this public,
Yeah.
no one helps anyone.
No.
Everyone gets paid to do their job.
Yes.
No one is offering free service. So do not use that word again that you are there to help. You are there to make sure what you are paid for at the end of the month. Hear me out. What you are paid at the end of the month is as a result of your work. No help.
That's it.
So let's stick to that. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Let me read to you what Mr. Kanye says in his statement. You will know that the procurement was not followed. Due process was not followed. The supplier was already identified. Mr. Kanye knew what he wanted to deal with, and he dealt with that individual. He went and in fact withdrew that amount of money from the account. Let me read to you the second page of his statement. He says, second page, having discussed with Lai, but before that, let me start with the first page, issue of the bulldozer. I understand that the said bulldozers were received from the Army Command in Kerala and are transported to backward dump site at the expense of KMC. I made a request for transportation of the said bulldozer through my line directorate, that of service. Next page. Is said request approved, and eventually the bulldozers were transferred to backward dump site. The bulldozers were not in very good order when they were transported to the dump site, and they were maintained by the council mechanic, Buba Kujabi. Do you know Buba Kujabi? And started operations. Later, I received the information that one of the bulldozers, D9, has a problem, and I went to the dump site and found the bulldozer being driven into a ditch at the dump site. Later on, a councillor in the person of Peter assisted the council and removed the said bulldozer from the ditch at the expense of council. Afterwards, the D8 also has some mechanical faults and needed to be repaired, during which I was introduced to Babukar Kinti, who further introduced me to some Senegalese mechanics in the name of Lai in the Gambia. You see, there's a chain. They knew who they were dealing with, and they dealt with that individual. All these three conditions were fake. They were not true. That was why you will not see any request. The list goes on. The Senegalese mechanics in this name of Lai in the Gambia. Having discussed with Lai, I told him to assess the condition of the bulldozers and get back to me, which he did, and said to me that he can fix the bulldozer at a sum of 800,000 each, while cumulatively amounted to 160,000 for the two bulldozers, which information I relayed to council through my line directorate. During the discussion, Lai requested to go with the mechanic to his mechanic workshop in Senegal for successful repair, in which information I relayed to council and was later agreed, and subsequently Lai transported the machine to Senegal. No procurement followed. These papers you guys had, they're all fraudulent. It was just there to tidy up the issue. No procurement followed.
That's news to me.
That cannot be news to you.
Honest?
Mr. Jai, that cannot be news to you because Sakanya came to you and requested for money and you said no. And you said no. The knowledge was with you. You had knowledge of what was going on.
No way.
Fine, your answer can be no, Mr. Jai.
Yes.
But what I will commend you for is initially saying no to Mr. Kanye. We would have stuck with that and made sure the right thing was done, that procurement was done. You would have done that. But you had said something here. You said he made a big noise out of it. You said that?
Yes, sir.
And what was the consequence of that noise?
Nothing.
No. The noise made you to approve payments that you initially disregarded. You refused to accept.
But at least the relevant authorities has involved. The director of service, the mechanics, the stores, documentation have been provided.
Agreed, but at least procurement was not followed as well. That's the issue, Mr. Njai. Now,
sorry, let me just ask Mr. Njai.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Njai, what do you want us to take I refer you to your statement of the 2nd of May 2023,
Yes.
where you said on the second page of your statement, on the fourth paragraph, you said on the issue of $1 million allegedly paid to Kanjura Kanye for a trip to Dakar, I have no knowledge about. So which of the evidence do you want us to take? Is it now that you knew how the procurement went and you paid?
It was.
Is it that you don't know any of the issues surrounding this 1 million?
No, it was based on the questions asked to me by the investigators. He told me
That cannot be correct, Mr. Jai.
because the question was, you gave Kanjura $1 million. Manoko, I am not aware of giving Kanjura $1 million. That's I have no knowledge of that.
But your statement is saying something different. If you said you have no knowledge about, that cannot be true based on the fact that you knew there was a transaction.
That was a response in negative. That was a response in negative that I didn't give Kanjura 1 million.
That is not our understanding of what is contained in your statement.
That was my understanding.
I wouldn't know what the question was, but what I can read from your statement, this is my understanding. That's why I'm putting it to you.
That's that's right. It was a negative response to the question that nothing was
But
given.
do you think you should have made this statement without elaborating to explain than stopping where you stopped?
Well,
because it would have been dishonest on your side just to say, hang on, to say you did not know anything about this 1 million without further explaining. If they tell you that you have given Kanjura 1 million and you say you know nothing about it, and that is full stop, because the following statement you made is not connected totally to the issue of the 1 million. So therefore, it cannot be right if you say you were answering this in the negative. Because the following statement is referring to deleted receipts in the system. So I believe that what you said here cannot be true, because you needed to have expanded on this issue to show that yes, they said they wanted me to pay 1 million. I said it did not follow due process. Therefore, I cannot pay 1 million. And therefore, the issue of 1 million did not arise.
That's why I expanded today. That's why I elaborated more on this today.
Okay. It will be correct that this statement is incorrect.
I have elaborated to this, ma'am.
No, I'm saying, is it correct? Do you still maintain this statement?
Well,
no, it's your evidence. It's not my evidence.
Well, for me, yeah, it was like a negative response.
Take it that you maintain your statement that you have given.
Thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes, we apply to tender payment voucher. Carnival Municipal Council payment voucher 200283. No, sorry, before that. 190378 with its necessary supporting documents. May we please have the other vouchers that you have? The other two vouchers, payment voucher 190468, amount is $491,276. And the third is payment voucher 190469, $452,504. Evidence as an exhibit.
Four. Now, Mr. Njai, before I admit the vouchers, you've talked about the issue of this Golan company that it might be engaged in other business. Is that what you said?
Well, yes,
That is what you said.
yes.
Okay, we will. When I admit the documents, I will refer you to the document that says otherwise.
Okay. I'm not saying exactly that he's doing that, but I'm saying that he's a contractor. He's willing to provide services and ready to sign contract with the council. I expect him to deliver.
That's how many vouchers did you present for admission?
It should be 3, I believe.
Yes. A payment voucher dated the 8th of July 2019 with the description landfill maintenance. The pay is Golan Construction and Trading Enterprise. And attached to this voucher is a bundle of documents. Relative to the transactions that have been paid for in the said voucher. The second voucher is dated the 18th of July 2019, and the pay is Golan Construction and Trading Enterprise. The payment voucher number is PV 190469. And also attached to the said payment voucher is a bundle of documents relative to the payment being made on the said voucher. The last payment voucher is dated 18th of July 2019 with PV number PV 190458. And attached to this PV are a bundle of documents relative to the payment stated in the referred to voucher. These 3 vouchers are admitted in a bundle as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/SN/KMC/004.
As a commercial business.
Now, Council, just 1 minute. Let me just. Now, Please look at, I'm giving you PV 190468. And please read out to us type of business. And this is the certificate of suppliers to contractors and registration from GPPA. What does it indicate, Mr. Njai?
Yeah, it indicates registered with the GPPA Public Procurement Authority.
Yes.
Type of business construction only.
Yes.
This certificate is valid 31st day of December 2019.
Yes.
Yes.
So, under the rules, would it have been correct to give this person the contract when the GPPA certificate is very specific? It says construction only. Or is there any waiver that has been presented to you to be able to pay,
Well,
considering what is given
this
as the certificate?
Well, for us, this construction only could refer to any construction.
Yes, but does it entail a business in engineering and spare parts maintenance and procurement?
I cannot tell.
You cannot tell.
Honestly.
But is this clear that this Golan is only given to engage in construction only?
Well, based on this, you can reject or accept based on your opinion and your, and your judgment, yes. Because if somebody presented a registered certificate from the GPPA which indicate that he can do construction, well, you can say that
it says construction and it's added only.
Only, yes. Construction.
Did it not qualify it?
Well, did it not qualify?
Did not qualify. Did it not qualify the construction?
No.
What can you read that again?
Type of business construction only.
All right, thank you. Can I have the document? Please hand it over to me. We can proceed, Council.
So Jai, do you recognize the voucher that you have been given?
Yes.
What is that voucher about? What is the voucher number?
This is a payment to Golan Trading.
How much is it?
85,000.
Can I please see it? We applied to tender the payment voucher. PV number 200283 into evidence as an exhibit.
Now, Mr. Njai, as the finance person,
yes,
the earlier exhibit LGC/SN/KMC/004, your exhibit, the description in your exhibit, the head of the description is 8003815, and the description is landfill maintenance. How does it relate to the maintenance of the bulldozers? Because my understanding of landfill is different from the maintenance of equipment.
Yeah, the dump site involve dressing of the dump site, maintaining of the equipment at the dump site, all is lump sum in one budget.
Yes.
Landfill maintenance.
Now, if it is this not confusing and misleading?
Well, it's one cost center.
What?
It's one cost center, like the
Yeah,
maintenance.
that's what I'm saying. I understand. That is why I referred to you to the head.
Yeah,
Because if this is a head,
yeah.
it should have had subheads in the voucher so that it can address the particular issue that you are dealing with.
You see, we never had bulldozer of our own, and these bulldozers come.
Regardless of the fact that you have bulldozer, because
Yes.
whether you are buying, whether it is yours, whether you are renting, you will have to dress the dump site anyway.
Yes.
So what my question is, you are not answering my question. My question is, this head, why didn't you have, as the finance person, for the purpose of clarity, to understand your expenditure and to be able to do a proper reconciliation, why wouldn't you have done subheads under this head to deal with a specific issue at any point in time?
Yeah, you are right.
If you have this you put in bracket whether it is A, B, or C, because when it is A, you will know that it is for the purposes of maintenance of it.
Right.
When it is for the hiring, you know that it is for hiring.
Very right. Very right.
So it will be very clear.
Yeah, it should have been break.
Misleading.
Yeah, yeah, we could have been break into subhead, as you said. But we initially we budgeted one line that is tracing of the backward website, that's hiring of bulldozer.
Yes.
And that amount.
So it's totally different.
Yeah.
Because when you talk to the layperson,
agree.
And if somebody who is not a finance person
will not
understand this,
exactly,
because what he will understand is that this is landfill maintenance.
Yeah.
Landfill for a dump site is a different connotation, and it means different from maintenance in a building.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Thank you. Yes, Council, you may proceed.
We have applied.
The payment voucher dated 14th of January 2020 with PV number PV 200283 with the payee is Holland Construction and Trading Enterprise, and the description is being final payment for the cost of maintenance and transportation of bulldozer 8 and 9 from Dakar as per IPO number 0000561009. This, attached to this, is a bundle of documents in relation to the description in the said voucher. The voucher is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/SN/KMC/005.
Ask the commission, please.
Sorry, let me just ask one question. Now, the inconsistency and the possibility of fraud is further exhibited in this voucher, because if, based on your explanation, you have that subhead which is 800, etc., and you now have a subhead which is 700701, how can you explain that?
That one is the vehicle maintenance head, specifically 70.
70.
Yes.
So why didn't you use this one instead of using 800?
If you use that one, and then you will overspend the vehicle maintenance, and the landfill budget is there lying down, not used, because we are not hiring.
You have, Mr. Njai, you have processes and procedures of hiring from your budget lines. If there is a deficit in one, and there is a resource in another one.
That's right.
Or you did not do your budgeting properly to ensure the dump site being your main issue in terms of taking most of your income.
Yeah.
So you were not correct in your estimation in your budget.
Well,
is that correct?
We normally make
the question, then you can explain.
Estimates are estimates. Yes, you cannot get accurately 100% estimate correctly.
Council, you may proceed.
Are you very familiar with Mr. Kanyi's contracts? as Director of Finance?
Mr. Kanye has been having different kind of contracts. Which of them?
All of them. All of them.
Yes.
During your time as Director of Finance or acting, you should be familiar with all of his contracts. Were you?
Well, I was not part of the Establishment Appointment Committee, but I know that he's been awarded contracts many times.
He had been paid in several occasions honorariums.
Yes.
I will show you some vouchers. We have PV 211304, where he was paid honorarium of $60,000 60, being payment of honorarium for site consultant and manager for the first quarter as per memo attached. The second one is PV 201705. It says being payment of honorarium to the debt recovery consultant for recovering debts of, it should be on behalf of council, amounting to $23,024,528. The amount paid to him as honorarium is $150,000. And you have another voucher, $10,000 is payment of honorarium, PV 212451. Please see whether you recognize these vouchers.
I can only talk of the 10,000, but the other ones, I'm not. The time it was my director who approved these payments.
Please come again. The others were?
The other vouchers are paid by my director, doctor.
Dr. Kate.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Probably the only honorarium I paid is the.
Come again?
The only honorarium I paid here is the 10,000.
$10,000.
Yes.
Yeah, please tell us about $10,000. Yes, we will reserve the others for Dr. Kate. Yes?
Yes, this was in 2021, around December. Yes, when I was overseeing the finance unit, and
You
definitely
were overseeing the office in December.
Yes,
When did you start in 2021 overseeing the office?
July.
Which month did you start overseeing the office?
July. I think July or August, something like that.
July.
Yes.
Please proceed.
So he was supporting the debt recovery.
Yes.
To be honest, I was overseeing the finance.
Yes.
And then he really helped in the recovery of debts.
Mr. NJIE.
Yes.
I had told you, no one is helping anyone in this service. People get paid to do their job.
Right.
If you think he was doing his job, you can say he was doing his job.
Right.
No one is stopping you.
Yeah.
But using these words like helping, no one is helping anyone. People are paying taxes. People get paid. You and I get paid.
Yes.
So no one gets to help anyone.
You're right. But the reason why I say support and help is because it was not his main function.
No.
But he did a good job at the rates unit and the debt recovery, which I can attest to. I wrote myself this request for honorarium, which I can only request and then recommend to the CEO for an honorarium of 10,000 for being supportive and doing very well at the rates recovery.
Which year was this?
This was in 2021.
On what basis was he supporting in that department? 2021, he had a contract as a consultant.
Yes.
So he was not supporting, he was paid for that.
Yes.
So you are misleading the commission.
He was a consultant at the time.
You are misleading the commission. That's what you are doing. Your choice of words is exactly misleading, very misleading.
Sorry, then. I don't mean to mislead.
Yes, so because the 2021, 14 January 2021, Mr. Kanye was given a contract. It says, as per the Establishment and Appointment Committee's decision dated 7th of January 2021, I'm pleased to inform you that you have been offered an appointment on contract as debt consultant for a period of 1 year, January to December. And the allowances or the payments are outlined. Telephone allowance, $15,000. Job site allowance, $30,000. Consultancy fees, $35,000.
I quite agree with you that he was paid for doing his job.
Yes.
But honorarium are also paid to staffs as well who are paid salary based on their performances. But it has a rule on honorarium. It cannot be paid more than once a year. It should be.
Kanye was on contract as a consultant, was paid outrageous amounts of money. Yet still you decided that he had to pay that to honorarium. Mr. Jai, you can justify that to the commissioners. Then let them hear you.
A contract is an employment.
Okay. Go ahead, lecture us about it.
No, I'm not lecturing. I'm saying a contract.
Tell us about it.
A contract is an employment.
Yes.
And then all employments are on contracts.
Yes. I'm here. We are still listening.
If it is like a procurement process where a supplier, I will not pay a honorarium to a supplier. I will not pay a honorarium to a service provider.
The problem is we have people that do not know their job in our public service. If you are to sit here and try to justify this in a very, very, very unusual way, I mean, it's very scary. It's very scary. Instead of you just saying definitely it was wrong and we move on to other issues, you are trying to defend something that you cannot. Let me show you the contract and you point out where it is stated that he is entitled to an honorarium. Let me show you. You read the contract and you will tell us whether it is agreed that he will be paid an honorarium after he is paid handsomely. Is that not the contract that we are making reference to?
Well,
is that the contract we are making reference
to? This one?
No, I mean, that is Mr. Kanye's file. Is that the contract in relation to his debt recovery?
Yes.
Good. Can you please read the remuneration part?
Let me read the heading first.
Okay, please.
Appointment on contract.
Okay, please go on. You can read anything you want to read there.
Well, what I'm saying, appointment on contract.
Yes.
And not through the contract committee, but through the establishment appointment committee.
Yes.
Those people are the recruitment committee that recruits workers and employees.
Yes.
Well,
we're still listening.
The job description at the latter part could be differing.
Okay.
But what I can understand, once you are appointed through the establishment appointment committee, I can be wrong. I refer you as part of our establishment staffs.
Okay.
As an insider, as a worker, as a staff. So I think every staff, when you do very well in your work, sometimes honorarium is awarded.
Is that what you do with your other staffs? All your other staff?
All the other staff, yes.
You have paid honorarium to all the other staffs that work for KMC?
Not all the other staff, but when somebody outstanding.
98%, 99% of people that work for KMC do not have honorarium paid to them. It's a fact. Because it's not normal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that not the case?
Thank you. Yes.
Is that not the case?
I agree.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Mr. Kanye is not a staff. It's a consultant going by the contract. Correct? Now read the remuneration.
The remuneration is there. You have telephone allowance of 15,000.
Yes.
On-site allowance of 30,000.
Yes.
Consultancy fee of 35,000. Then the condition attacked on the consulting service can be outlined as follows.
Yes.
Responsible for the management of the back of the dump site.
Yes.
Develop and implement policies for the management of the dump site. mobilize resources for the implementation of the policy.
Louder, please.
Solicit partnership to manage the backwater dump site.
Yes.
You are strictly attached to the dump site as a consultant, and you are required to consult with the Director of Services on the issue of regarding the management of the dump site.
Yes.
You shall be allocated a pool vehicle to be used during official working hours.
Yes.
You are required to conform yourself with the internal regulation of the council.
Is there anywhere that it says that he has to be given an honorarium?
Honorarium is never specified in any employment letter. Honorarium.
Is there anywhere?
No, it's not there. So, yeah.
On what basis, Mr. NJIE, did you pay that honorarium?
Based on his performances on the finance.
And where or no legality? What is the legality of that?
Legality as he's a staff.
Legality. The legality. What is the legality of that? What did you rely on? Where did you derive your powers? How would you justify that payment? That is the legality. You must, when you pay somebody, there must be a legal basis for paying them. Now, what is the legality?
The legality is that we have an honorarium vote. An honorarium vote that's meant for deserving employees or staff or contractors or workers. And then once
does it also include consultants as well? Does it also include consultants as well?
Well,
does it?
Well, consultancy, it depends. Consultancy.
Does it include consultancy?
Here is confusing.
Confusing?
No.
Let's move to other issues. Well, see, I think it's very clear.
Yeah.
You cannot provide any answer to it. It's very clear. You can't convince anyone. You were just dashing people money, and you took part in that, Mr. Jai. That is an offense. That is very unethical. But the other issue is he also had telephone allowances as well that were paid to him. $1,500. Do you recall this? Telephone allowances to Mr. Kanye. Mr. Kanye had a lot of money that was paid to him. He was given telephone allowance. Do you recall that?
I cannot remember.
Please come again.
I say I cannot recall. Outside the.
Did you serve in any period in 2020 as finance director? Captain?
Yeah, up to March, yeah.
To March?
To February ending, March. February ending, yeah.
You were not there in June?
No.
Did you pay $1,500 to Mr. Kanye for telephone allowance during your time?
Cannot remember.
You cannot recall?
No.
Now, the dump site allowance, let me show you some of these vouchers. Please go through it. Advise us whether that's your time, if any. Oh. We apply to tender the PV, the voucher number 212451 evidence. I'm second stick. Still give us a price.
A voucher dated the 24th of December 2021 with PV number PV21-2451. The payee is Kan Mustafa Kanye, and the description is Mayor's Office Honorarium. And attached to this payment voucher is the memo from the Acting Director of Finance to the Chief Executive Officer, and is copied to the Lord Mayor. And this memo has a reference KMC/FIN/342 and is dated 23rd of December 2021. And the subject is honorarium. It is signed by Serif Njai. This voucher is admitted together with its attachment, is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/SN/KMC/006. Yes, just one question. Mr. Njai, I'm giving you the 2020 annual plan and budget. And please tell me under what heading is the payment of honorarium captured in this budget? Because the income expenditure is clearly stated, and everything that you are getting from your expenditure and everything you are expending on is provided for. Please show me where honorarium is catered. Is it there, Mr. Jai? It's on the first page. Is it there?
It falls.
Mr. Njai, on the income column,
Under?
under the income column or the expenditure column, can you check? The income is not part of what I'm saying, but on the first page, you have at the top right-hand corner, you have the income, and then underneath you have the expenditure. And the expenditure, under expenditure, all the issues that's supposed to be expended upon is highlighted on the expenditure.
It will fall under the admin expenditure, administrative expenditure.
It will fall under administrative expenditure.
Yes.
Go to administrative expenditure and tell us whether it is there.
If you go to the administrative expenditure, you will have there the staff incentive.
Yes.
Under staff incentive, vote 2002223.
Yes. What does it say?
That means staff incentives.
Yes. How much does it allocate for staff incentive?
150,000.
150,000.
Yes.
For which year?
2020.
2020.
Yes.
What was the preceding year?
The preceding year?
Yes.
Well, the budget is not here to tell the preceding year.
Now, if you say it should fall under staff incentive,
yes.
Was Mr. Kanji a staff?
Well, as far as Mr. Kanji was hired by the Establishment and Appointment Committee, we refer him as a staff, because once it was hired by the Contract Committee, then we can know it's an outsider. But once it's appointed.
Now, what that budget?
Yes.
Hang on, what that budget?
Yes.
In your budget notes, what did you say the incentive should entail? because a budget should have budget notes. This one, under the notes, what does it say that the incentive should entail?
Under this budget head, we only highlight the administrative expenses, but not specifically by item.
It will not
No.
highlight
By
item.
By item, no.
Why?
Well, it was how the notes were.
So
prepared.
what should be contained in your budgetary notes? Is it not an explanation of what should be expended on any head?
Yeah, it depends on how you break the expenditure on the budget and budgetary notes. No?
Can you bring them?
Thank you.
And by the way, Mr. Njai,
Yes.
going by this budget, you could not have this, what you said, even assuming, you understand, that we even consider what you are saying, there is evidence that so much honorarium has been paid during this period, which far exceeds this amount, which is even more than million. And what was budgeted for was 100 and something. But we will get to that when we look at the vouchers.
Okay.
You can proceed.
Yeah, do you have any of my vouchers?
Yes, I have here about.
What voucher do you have with you?
I have here one Mustafa Kani.
Yes.
Allowance for final domicile allowance for the final quarter 2021.
Yes.
80,000.
Was that your time?
Yes.
Okay. And the other one?
The other one also is being payment of 25% gratuity allowance at the end of contract from January 2022 to September.
Can you please speak up loud?
To September 2022, 60,000 to Mustafa Kani.
Is that a voucher?
Yes.
Was he paid?
Yes, was paid.
He was paid gratuity?
Yeah, gratuity, yes.
Was he entitled to that?
To my opinion here, yes, he was entitled.
He was?
To my opinion, because it was a contract.
So
those who are on contracts are always paid 25% gratuity.
Can you guide us through?
Based on the GO.
Can you guide us? Let me see. Where in the GO? What other voucher do you have? Is that all?
This one is request for fuel and lubricant.
Yes.
2,500.
Yes.
Was paid as interest to Mustafa Kani.
Let me please have. And these are all that's your time?
Yeah, these are my time. And the other two are not mine. The other two was in January 2021, paid by Dr. Keta. The other one was signed by finance manager.
Yes. Let me just have the one that you were acting as the finance director.
Yeah, these are the two that I have.
And please return the rest.
This is.
Let me first have the documents admitted, and we can now discuss it. We apply to tender the following payment vouchers. PV, KMC PV 22000939, 17th of October 2022, is in relation to a payment of 25% gratuity allowance at the end of his contract from January 2022 to September 2022 with this necessary supporting documents. Payment voucher number PV 22000008, 14 March 2022, dump site allowance, final quarter 2021 as per request attached. Together with the contract. We have payment of dump site allowance to Zakani, $80,000, 19 September 2022. And payment of fuel for ongoing investigation team at buffer zone and back of the site as per attached. PV 181218. All into evidence as an exhibit. Doctor, the right chart, please.
The voucher dated the 5th of November 2018 with PV number PV18-1218. The payee is Kan Mustafa Kani, and the description is fuel and lubricants. The voucher dated the 14th of March 2022 with voucher number KMC PV 22000008. The payee is Kan Mustafa Kani, and the description is domicile allowance for the final quarter of 2021 as per request attached. A voucher dated 19th of September 2022 with PV number KMC PV 22000752. The payee is Kan Mustafa Kani. The payment in respect of, that is the subject, being payment of domicile allowance for Mr. Kan Mustafa Kani for quarter ending September 2022 as per letter attached. A voucher dated 17th of October 2022 with PV That is the voucher number KMC PV 2200000939, and the payee is Khan Mustafa Kani, and the subject is being payment of 25% gratuity allowance at the end of the contract from January 2022 to September 2022 as per attached. These 4 vouchers are admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and they are marked as LPC/SN/KMC/007.
As the Commissioner pleases, may I please have Exhibit 007 in relation to the payment of the gratuity? Mr. Rajai, let me show you the exhibit in relation to the payment of gratuity to Mr. Kani. Please, can you guide us through that voucher? What is the description of the voucher?
Being 25% gratuity payment.
Okay, and what are the necessary supporting documents attached to that voucher? There's a request
There's a request
from
dump site consultant Mustafa Kani,
address to
address to the CEO.
Is anyone copied?
No,
No one is copied.
no one's copied.
Now, what is the content?
Request for gratuity. I write to request for my gratuity allowance at the end of my contract.
Yes. Please proceed.
Yes.
That's not all.
Reference made to the contract document that 25% payment of gratuity shall be made at the end of my contract.
What does that mean?
That means he is referring to a terms in the contract that 25% is required to be paid.
Now, is the contract attached?
Yeah, the contract is attached.
And is the 25% payment in the contract? Is it stipulated in the contract?
At the second to the third to last paragraph, the contract is based on satisfactory report of your performance and a conduct. 25% of annual salary shall be paid to you as gratuity at the end of the contract period.
25% off?
Huh?
25% off?
25%
Of what?
of the total annual earning
Shall be paid?
as gratuity.
Let me have the contract. Now, Mr. Jai, how do you determine whether Mr. Kanye had formed his fortunes to a satisfactory level?
Say again.
How do you determine that Mr. Kanye has performed satisfactorily with respect to his contract?
Mr. Kanye is not working under my department.
He's not?
He was not under my department.
Yes.
He worked under the service department.
Yes.
So those are the ones who should be determining his.
Is there any assessment done?
Pardon?
Is there any assessment done?
It has to be done by the department services.
It's hard to.
It's supposed to be done by the Directorate of the Services.
Now, was that done?
Well,
I'm asking, was that done?
that was not to my knowledge.
So, on what basis was this paid?
It was based on the contract.
On the contract?
Yes.
No, the contract said on satisfactory report of your performance and conduct. Was that process exhausted?
I could remember that this was
Is the
discussed.
answer no or yes?
Well, there was a point it was provided. I could remember.
Mr. Jai.
In this particular case,
Jai.
yes.
You see, my problem is when there is no evidence,
Yes.
you can try to come up with explanations.
Yes.
When there is evidence, just be very much honest.
Yes.
Here you have the voucher. Is that not the case? So where's the report? Were you privy to the report?
No.
Did you see any report?
But I'm not the approving authority.
I did not ask whether you are the
No,
approving
no,
authority.
no.
Now, talking about being the approving authority, it's your role to advise finance whether payment is legitimate or not. Is that not the case?
Yeah, that's the case.
So for payment to be legitimate, all the necessary requirements must be met.
That's
I agree with that.
That's agree.
And that's your responsibility.
I agree.
Together with the CEO, of course.
And the audit as well.
Absolutely. But you're the one sitting here, Mr. Jaya. Did you perform that oversight function? Is the answer no or yes?
No.
Good. We have other allowances that were paid, honorariums that were paid to Mr. Khan. 2015, October 2021, were you the substantive acting director, finance?
October, yes.
We have payment of honorarium for effective and efficient managing the job site as per attached. That's the voucher number KMC PV 21001497. It is an exhibit already admitted LGC 15. Well, I can't read this. 15. KMK C003. It has a request for honorarium requested by the SUSO for Mr. Khan. Please go through this.
Let me see.
Two. One is for $50,000, the other is for $6,000, correct?
Yes.
And you authorize payment for these two?
Well, we process the payment, but approved authorized by the CEO.
There are two individuals that can sign authorized payment, the CEO and the director of finance.
The initial request was sent to the CEO for approval.
Yes.
Which the CEO approved.
Yes.
Directly to the Deputy Director of Finance. He approved it for me to process.
Yes. For you to process?
Yes.
What do you mean for you to process? What was your capacity in that period?
Sir,
what was your capacity? Which capacity were you acting?
I was the Deputy Director of Finance.
Overseeing
the finance, yes.
Yes. So you just don't process, you advise. So you just don't process, you have the authority to say, I cannot sign this because it's not legitimate, correct? Correct? Do you have the authority? Do you have the mandate to say, I cannot sign this because it's not authentic? It's a question, sir.
Well, if I found anything that's not right
yes.
on the payment,
yes,
I will automatically advise
that it should not be paid. Yes,
should not be paid.
that is the line of my question.
Yes.
The idea that the Office of the Director of Finance reserves the right to query or disagree with the CEO based on pure financial grounds.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah.
Now, what is that honorarium about?
This honorarium is requested by the Human Resource Department.
Yes.
On behalf of MUSTAPHA KUNJURA.
Yes.
Based on the report he submitted.
Yes.
Endorsed by the line director.
Yes.
And then approved by the CEO.
Yeah.
Then it comes to our desk as finance. We assume, we feel, we understand based on our opinion, it has passed through the relevant authorities and is approved and is paid. And we process.
On what basis was that payment made? Can I have the voucher? What is the basis of the payment? Just go through. What is the base of the payment?
The base of the payment is the activity report from the dump site.
So it's agreed that Mr. Kanye should provide an activity report and he should be paid?
Pardon?
Is it agreed anywhere in his contract that he has to be paid based on the report?
In the agreement, there is no honorarium as per se.
Is it agreed that Mr. Kanye should be paid $50,000 upon providing a report from the dump site? Is the answer no?
No.
So why did you assign that voucher for him to be paid that amount?
Because it's a recommend from the unit head or the Department of Directorates approved by the CEO.
So anything approved by the CEO is automatically approved by the Director of Finance?
Not like that. Not like that.
So it's like what then?
Then this one is an honorarium. Honorarium
is the payment lawful, Mr. NJIE?
Yes.
Is it lawful? This payment is lawful. Is that what you are saying?
Well, my opinion is lawful.
Do you consider yourself as an honest person, Mr. NJIE? Do you consider yourself genuinely as an honest person?
Well, if you are in my shoes, you will not know what's happened, what transpired. That's what I've been witness. I'm telling you,
tell us what transpired.
We are a separate unit. This person works in a separate department.
Yes.
I don't know the challenges and the work he goes through.
Yes.
So if at all his unit head and the HR unit recommend for the honorarium approved by the CEO.
Right.
Well,
let me respectfully cut you short.
Yes.
I believe it's chairperson is
time before they take the signal. But let me just put to Mr. Njai. The account transaction from 1st of was it August? I think August. I'll confirm when we come back. To 30th of June 2022. You made payments of 123,569.44. All of these payments did not follow due process. They are vouchers.
I cannot get it clearly.
You made payments.
Yes.
Amounting to 131 million.
Yes.
123,569.
Yes.
1.44.
Yes.
None of them are correct and follow due process.
None of them follow the due process.
We'll deal with it when we come back. We may rise.